Neither rain nor sleet nor snow, right?
No wind.
On a great spring day, we are gathering. My name is Xavier Becerra. I am a proud chairman of the House Democratic Caucus, joined by the House Democratic leadership and many of my colleagues and many of the people throughout this country who are championing immigration reform for our country now. I want to make a quick mention of Susan Del Bene, our colleague who was one of the principal sponsors of H.R. 15. She would have been here today with us, but she had to be back home. She asked if we could mention that she's back in Washington, D.C. with so many of the in the state of Washington, with so many families who are trying to help all those who were impacted by the mudslides of last Saturday. And we wish her well, as we wish all the families in Washington State well, as they move forward to take care of our fellow Americans. We're here for a purpose. It's been 273 days since our colleagues in the Senate passed comprehensive immigration reform. Every single day, about 1,000 people are separated from their family and are deported from our country. 273 days that the Republican leadership here in the House has done nothing. That's some 273,000 people who have been separated and deported from their families. It is time for us to act. It is time for us to act now. While this House under Republican leadership has found it possible in those same number of days to vote over 50 times to repeal our new health security law or just to dismantle it, they have not allowed us one single vote, 0 votes, on a common sense fix to our broken immigration system. So we are here to say the time is now. We cannot continue to be out of touch with America, my Republican colleagues. It is time for you to put country before party. It is time for us to have a vote. And that is why today,
Demand a vote.
that is why today House Democrats are launching on our website, dems.gov, / the time is now. The time is now for a vote to fix this system, because we know the votes exist now to pass comprehensive immigration reform in this House. So it is time for us to do it. Let us not be so out of touch, my Republican colleagues. Let us fix this broken immigration system so that no more people for no more days continue to be separated from their families. Time is now. Let me now introduce someone who has worked so hard to communicate throughout our country on the work of so many good people in this country, and that is someone we know so very well, America Ferrera.
Thank you, Chairman Becerra. Good morning. My name is America Ferrera. I am a proud daughter of immigrants, and I am here on behalf of all Americans who are tired of the House of Representatives and its leaders' refusal to act. As a first-generation American, I am raising my voice to join the millions of Americans demanding a vote on comprehensive immigration reform. We are demanding a vote for the young dreamers fighting for the right to a future in the only country they have ever called home. We are demanding a vote for the 11 million people forced to live in the shadows, who are often exploited while they work some of the most backbreaking jobs that support this nation. From building our homes, schools, and communities, to caring for our children and harvesting our food, all as they struggle to feed their own families. We are demanding a vote on an immigration system that respects our history and our contributions as Americans. Like many generations before us, we are the children of those who crossed oceans and deserts to reach this land of opportunity. House leadership, every day that you refuse to act is another day 1,100 families are torn apart by senseless deportations. So we are here demanding a vote for the families, dreading that knock on the door, hoping and praying that they will not be one of the 1,100 today. Right now, today, the The votes exist in the House to pass immigration reform with a path to citizenship. 34 House Republicans have already declared their support for immigration reform, more than the required number of signatures to force a vote. We will not accept your excuses for delay. It's not enough to simply declare your support for immigration reform. It's time for those 34 House Republicans to act on their word by forcing a vote on reform. The time is now. And now I want to turn it over to Congresswoman Judy Chu of California.
Hey, Judy. Go, Judy. Pounding our gloves here.
Thank you, America. We're here this morning for Feli, a mother who left her kids behind in the Philippines to find work here and has been waiting for 17 years to be allowed, for the kids to be allowed over, and was just told that it would take 4 more years. We're here for Maria, an American citizen whose husband, if deported back to Mexico, would devastate them and their 3 kids emotionally and financially. We're here for William, whose mother in Ireland passed away, but could only watch the funeral through his cell phone because he has no path to citizenship. Those who are affected by our broken immigration system look like America. And the ideals that built America are the principles that are in immigration reform. We want the best and the brightest to contribute to our society, and helping dreamers stay in the only country they've called home will do that. We value the role that family plays in our lives, which is why this bill keeps them together. We're done waiting. Now with this petition, we are saying, put a bill on the floor for a vote. This is a Hispanic issue and an Asian issue. It is a Black issue and a white issue. Most importantly, it's an American issue. The time is now to pass immigration reform. And now I would like to turn the podium over to Reverend Randy Meyer of Sarita, Arizona.
I'm here in our nation's capital with a group of faith leaders to share our core values, the core values of our faith traditions that include to take care of the stranger, that we are all God's children, and that all God's children deserve to be treated with dignity and respect. All of us, citizens and immigrants alike, are brothers and sisters. But sadly, the 15 million people who call the southern border home have had to endure decades and decades of abuse, contempt, injustice, bred by our outdated enforcement strategies that have excessively militarized our communities. That has eroded the trust between civil society and federal law enforcement. Our nation, our great nation, has the moral obligation to uphold the unity of families and protect the sacredness of all life. But border communities pay an exorbitant price as a result of our unjust immigration system. Border residents, immigrants, and citizens alike deserve to live in peace without fear of the excessive force that so often fills our community with misery and grief. And so we urge our congressional leaders to put their differences aside, to come together and help our nation heal, to heal from the injustices perpetuated by our immigration system. Because the time is now to end the tearing apart of families, halt the deportations, and hold U.S. Border Patrol agents accountable for their actions. And so we pray that these stone hearts will be softened, that eyes might see and ears might hear, so that these United States are allowed to live up to our pledge of being one nation under God with liberty and justice for all. And now I welcome Representative Steve Horsford of Nevada.
Thank you, Reverend. It's good to be here with Leader Pelosi, Chairman Becerra, and all of my colleagues. Last week in Nevada, I heard from Brian Rivera, a U.S. citizen who came to speak at our ad hoc hearing on deportation, detention, and immigration, and I told him I would bring his story to Washington. Brian's mom, Thelma, came to the United States at age 25. She is undocumented, but has never been in trouble. But her life has been difficult. Her husband abused her while she was pregnant with Brian. Brian told us, "My father has terrorized my mother's life." Thankfully, Thelma left her husband and worked 2 jobs to support her son. But Brian's father recently re-entered his life and turned his mother into the authorities because she demanded he pay child support. He told Brian, "Remember, your mother's an illegal immigrant and I can get rid of her." And that's just what he did because of a broken immigration system. Brian's mom was detained. Thelma, a victim of domestic violence, became the victim of a broken system. She was detained at the hands of her abuser. That is perverse, it is disgusting, and it's why we need reform. Not only for Dreamers, but for their parents. So Speaker Boehner, we're here to demand a vote on H.R. 15. We move forward with the discharge petition because one person should not stand in the way of the will of the American people.
That's right.
We have the votes, we just need a vote. And today, we demand a vote. We hear from Republicans that they are the party of family values, yet they are complicit in separating mothers and fathers from their children. Last Tuesday, we were able to reunite Brian with his mother, thanks to the help of my friend Congressman Gutierrez and Congressman Hinojosa. But they are just one story, and the only way to help everyone is to pass immigration reform now. There is no excuse, and now every House Republican has a choice. Either side with families and sign the discharge petition, or do nothing and be a co-conspirator in tearing families apart. These families need to be on a pathway to citizenship together, not at a fork at the end of the road that separates them. The only way we can do this is by passing reform now. I'd like to introduce my friend, Congressman Garcia.
If my colleagues will indulge me, I just want to say a few words in Spanish, because with this cold, I don't think I can continue in Spanish. El momento es ahora. Le dimos 9 meses y nada. El Senado pasó la ley y sin embargo aquí no se mueve. Y en ese tiempo miles de familias han sido víctimas. Nuestro país es menos productivo y el sueño americano es dañado. Nuestra nación es dañada. Ha llegado el momento para actuar. Este es el momento para que nuestra nación tome un paso hacia adelante. I'm going to say a few words in English. I'd like to thank my colleagues for joining me here today, and I'm going to edit my speech because we may freeze to death. But for 9 months, we've waited. We've given them time. We've heard their phony excuses. We've braved the weather. And yet here we sit waiting. The time has come to act. We need Speaker Boehner to put this to a vote on the floor. We've got the votes. We've got the law. This is not a perfect bill, but it's a bill we've crafted using all the work that's been put in together. My friend Luis Gutierrez, the Hispanic Caucus, has diligently reached out to the other side. Our leader has worked with us. All the different communities in the spectrum are for this bill. I know that in my years of working around the Hill, I've never seen any bill that had such cross support, from the Chamber of Commerce to unions, across the spectrum. The time has come to pass immigration reform. We ask the Speaker, we demand the Speaker to bring it to the floor. We're gonna go upstairs and we're gonna thaw out, and then we're gonna sign the discharge petition. Thank you very much.
Thank you all.